Alright, hopefully I don't get a Mewtwo this time, because I already have like 4. God damn it! Why so many Mewtwo's? I want some Moltres or Zapdos! Hey, is it that time again? Oh, okay. So, welcome to day 35 of What I Learned Today. So, at the end of every week, just to review, I go back and look at the previous week of videos and I critique them and just kind of reflect on the last week of videos and see maybe if I've had some updates to the lessons or new thoughts or fresh ideas. So we'll jump right into it. So this past week was probably the first week of What I Learned Today where I think I had consistently good videos. Each of them had a good lesson. I got right to the point on each of them. Only a couple of them were a little bit longer than I wanted to. One of which was the one where my roommate jumped on, and the other one was the super emotional one that we'll get to later. However, the rest of them were nice in length. The lesson was good, and I was just really proud of all of it. And I hope all of you enjoy them as much as I did. But we'll jump right into it. Day 29 was real life RPGs. This was a great video to start the week off with. It had a great vlog element. I had the murder mystery party, and then I came back and I recorded the video with my lesson, and the vlog element tied very tightly with the lesson that I had. So this whole video just was a nice little package of joy for me, and I think that was a great way to start the week off with, and its length was also good. You know, I kept it at about the length that I wanted to, and it was just really cool to share some of my adventures with you. Day 30 was discussing controversial issues. This video was also a good follow-up from the last one. It was a good video to follow up the previous one. It's a great lesson for a lot of people. I think discussing controversial issues is a very challenging thing to do, especially in the tangled mess that we're all a part of right now. But speaking towards the video, it was short, concise. It was exactly what I was striving to do at the beginning of the week. And I nailed 2 in a row. I nailed 2 videos in a row where I got what I wanted. And the vlog elements obviously didn't wrap tightly like day 29, but I liked the lesson, and the whole main part I thought I kept at a good length. Day 31 was things keep getting worse. Now, for this video, this was probably the toughest one for anyone to watch, I think. It was very emotional, probably my most emotional video I've done so far. And it's difficult to document exactly what I was going through at the time, because I'm sure a lot of people know, from experience, a lot of you people know that are watching, when you're in a rut and you're not sure what's going on and you're just bummed out for an inexplicable reason, you don't really realize what's going on, and you don't really figure it out until you reflect, or you never figure it out. And for this one, it was just, I was at a pretty low, and I still don't really know what happened. Now, like, thinking back to it, I guess I haven't had really a lot of time. I think it was just the busy weekend before. And, well, day 31 was the result of that. So hopefully it wasn't too bad. I typically don't get super down in the dumps. I typically can keep a positive and go lucky attitude despite the troubles. So day 31, yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but not to be discouraged by a downswing and a bad day. Day 32 was the first time my roommate Alex joined me on a What I Learned Today. It was his debut episode. And yep, this one's a little long, 11 minutes. However, I justify that, and I think it makes sense because we had double the perspective. Not only did we have double the perspective on the lesson, but we had double the perspective about feelings time. So that's why it's about twice as long as a normal video. But I had a blast recording this one, and I think what results is a very entertaining video to watch. So hopefully all of you growth gangers out there enjoyed watching it as much as I liked making it. And you know, me and Alex had a lot of shared opinions in that one, and I thought it was cool to have a chance to discuss with someone else and then share with all of you what we discussed and our final thoughts and all that jazz. So it was a very cool video. I'm very happy with that one. So far, every video this week has been a solid banger. So that was day 32. Day 33 was I have a recognition complex. Now, I was a little bit out of my element for this one. I forgot some of my equipment when I came down for my baseball job, and I had to record it freehand, which I haven't done in a long time, which sounds really weird because it really hasn't been a long time. But that's why this video is a little shaky. This one is just okay in terms of quality and the length and the goals. However, I think the lesson is very introspective. It was something that a proud person wouldn't really admit. I try and practice a lot of humility, where I'm not perfect and I'm not too good. I'm not like this crazy being that's amazing and wonderful all the time. I want to share my flaws and work on them. I want to share what is wrong with my personality and my motives and just how my brain works. I feel if I don't share that stuff, then I'm not being honest with myself. And when I'm not honest with myself, I'm not going to improve on the issues that I have. These kind of motives are not really good. You know, the recognition complex is not a good thing. It causes me to dislike people for reasons outside their character. I just dislike people for my own shortcomings, and I think that's a bad thing. So sharing a motive and a psychological driver that causes a lot of these bad things to happen is difficult, especially when it's basically all up here. Most people don't know what you're thinking about in your head, so they only see your actions. But if everyone shared what they were thinking in their head, then we'd all be in jail. So, you know, I guess in this video I was just a small-time criminal sharing my crimes and hoping that all of you won't arrest me or hate me for it. So I thought it was cool to open up about it. The video in general was not exactly what I was looking for. So day 34 was I changed my diet. And this video was short, sweet, and to the point. This was basically the poster child of what I'm trying to achieve. I had 1 point, and I didn't deviate very far. And in fact, I'm pretty proud of myself for not deviating too far. I think my next goal should be to increase my vocal cadence. I think I speak a little bit too slow when I'm processing information. So I think I just need to get better at coming up with words on the spot instead of pausing or speaking slowly. It's kind of the way I deal with my speech pattern, but this video was probably the poster child of what I'm trying to achieve. Every week the standard and the bar just gets a little bit higher. So I think day 34 was that marker for this week. And also I think it's cool that I got to share with all of you something that I've been actively learning for a while. I've been reading this book for probably 2 weeks, and I've been waiting to share what I've been learning. And once I finally get to finishing it, I'm really excited to create a longer form video discussing all the different things that I've learned. So day 34, I changed my diet. Pretty good one. Also, that beer by the pond was lit. So for day 35, what I learned today is that waking up early and getting stuff done is pretty great. So this morning I had some work to do in the morning before I went off to my theater job at 11. So I set my alarm for 9 o'clock to get that stuff done. And I got all of that work finished before work, and I showered and got myself together, and it was fantastic, let me tell you. I was quite tired until about 11:30. I didn't really wake up until then, but it was really cool to wake up and get that stuff done because, well, frankly, I needed to get that stuff done. It was important, but it was cool that I was able to push myself to do that. So for all of you that like to sleep in all the time like me, try just once waking up early, way earlier than you usually do, maybe like 3 hours, three or 4 hours, and working and getting that stuff done, because it's just super satisfying. It was super satisfying to do that, and it was just an incredible experience. Now on to today's feelings time. So what made me feel negative today is that, well, my roommates weren't really home when I got home. I got home late last night at 1 a.m. and they weren't home. And I thought my drone was going to be here, but apparently I wasn't around to sign it, so I'm going to have to wait until Monday to get it. So I have to wait another day to get my drone. But once I do, ooh, you'll all be sorry. What made me feel positive today is that I'm attempting a long fast. So back to diet stuff. Fasting is another element that I mentioned in yesterday's video about diet and fat loss. So intermittent fasting is just fasting for a longer period of time, intermittently. So maybe once a week, once a month, whatever. So I want to get to a point where I can fast for 2 to 3 days. And I'm trying out today basically a 36-hour fast. So I haven't eaten anything today, and I stopped eating around 11 last night. So I won't eat anything again until around lunchtime tomorrow. Progress so far on the fast has made me pretty happy today. There was only a short moment earlier today where I got a little bit hungry and I was tempted, but so far I feel pretty good, and I feel awake and decently mentally sharp. So we'll see the end results by tomorrow at noon. We'll see, like, maybe I'm just a raging werewolf angry monster by the end of it, which is entirely possible, but we'll see how this fast works, and is kind of a precursor to what might happen when I try and do longer fasts in the future to try and control my insulin resistance. So that's this past week. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. Honestly, it's fantastic to see all of you watching my videos and enjoying my content, and a few of you have stopped me in real life, in person, and talked about these things, and that means a lot to me because I'm just trying to share my experience and my progression as I learn these lessons every day, and the fact that I'm able to effectively share those lessons with all of you is amazing. So thank you all so much, so much for the support lately. The channel is growing very slowly at a time. I'm doing my best, but you can always help the channel grow by sharing a particular lesson with someone that you enjoyed. Just hitting that like button is a fantastic way to help this channel grow. And this past week was just a lot of fun, and I accomplished almost all my goals from last week. So that was very cool. This next week, now that I've kind of figured out how to consistently keep a video length, next week I'm going to attempt to inject more personality into the videos. I feel in order to get that length of video that I'm looking for, I kind of had to tone back my personality a little bit so I could focus on what I'm saying instead of how I'm expressing them. But this next week, I'm going to work more to express myself and, you know, bring a little pizzazz to how I speak. And also, I realized in the last week that I say a lot. Like, a lot. And the last couple of videos, I tried to edit them out. So I recognize that, and starting before I even started recording, I tried to control those vocal cadences that are such a crutch. So bad. So I look forward to the next week of continued learning, and I look forward to all of what you have to say. So comment down below as usual if you've learned something this past week, or let me know how this channel has affected you. And if you made it this far, you might as well hit that subscribe button to tune in every day for a new video and continue to join me on this journey through growth, so we can all learn together and grow together. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow.
More Mewtwo's. Why so many Mewtwo's?